Picture this: Brooklyn, New York in the 1930s. Life on the streets was tough and the police were having quite a hard time maintaining law and order. Did I say the 30s? I guess it's still the same shit, just a different day. Anyway, back then a few big crime bosses were calling the shots, kind of literally. The only problem was that while they were calling the shots, the people tasked were calling their shots and their names to the police when arrested. Not ideal. So, a bunch of Italian and Jewish mobsters came up with the brilliant idea to start up a business dedicated to, murdering people. I mean, why kill people randomly when you can turn it into a streamlined service? In addition, the Mafia didn't want made men getting their hands dirty, so a centralized and outsourced murder squad sounded like a great solution. The mob picked a cozy-looking candy store in Brownsville, Brooklyn as their base of operations, with a guy called Louis Capone running the joint. And no, this guy is not related to Al Capone. My guess is everyone with the surname Capone is just a deranged murdering psychopath. Anyway, in the front part of the store, you had children running around buying candy. Pretty harmless, you'd think. However, in the back of the store, some whole other bittersweet business was conducted. Multiple hitmen gathered around a bunch of payphones waiting for a call from the Cosa Nostra. In many cases, the amount of information sent was kept to a minimum. A name, a photo, or sometimes just a license plate number would do. After receiving orders, a small, trusted crew would begin plotting their next moves. For starters, the hitmen would surely track their target for at least a few days. Like a bunch of obsessive stalker-like fans, or let's just say the paparazzi. It has more of an Italian ring to it. After the men figured out the daily routine of their target, a plan was set up to make the next move. One guy could distract or lure the target, his associate would then viciously attack the victim, and in most cases, another guy would be on the lookout or get ready to clean up the mess left by his partners. Now, if you think these ruthless killers went in prepared, this could be just another Monday morning killing just before their 12 p.m. antipasto and espresso. A Murder Inc. level of prepared means costumes for everyone. Cops and donuts, for sure. A delivery guy dropping off some pepperoni pizzas, see. A priest with a 12-year-old boy plugged from the candy store. Hell, why not kill two birds with one stone and all dress up as garbage collectors? Anything necessary to disguise these brutal hits carried out by Murder Inc. would be up for grabs. While many of these contract killings were executed with deadly precision, excuse the pun, more importantly, they were executed with a great deal of anonymity. Killers did not have a personal link to the victim, and the orders were almost impossible to backtrack. Once the job was completed, employees were paid in cash. Obviously, the murder business is not the place for a retirement fund. Just to elaborate, most criminals retire in jail or 6 feet under. So why worry about silly things like retirement savings? Meanwhile, business was booming, and the kill count was going through the roof. The hitmen responsible for these numbers were Abe Kid Twist Reles, one of the most feared hitmen and apparently also a great informant for police later on. Louis Lepke Buchalter was one of the bosses overseeing the whole death machine. Frank Abundando, aka the Dasher, was a good-looking hitman, no homo, who looked like a gentleman but turned into a cold-blooded monster the moment he attacked his victims. Emmanuel Mendy Weiss was a hitman who carried out high-profile murders. For example, he shot mobster Dutch Schultz in the stomach, who lived for 24 hours. Meanwhile, the police hoped to interview a hallucinating and dying Schultz, but only got a story about French-Canadian bean soup and girls playing jacks with a softball. Not very helpful. Okay, let's get back to the list of top killers, shall we? One of the most prolific hitmen in Murder Inc. was undoubtedly Harry Pittsburgh Phil Strauss. This guy is believed to have committed over 100 murders, which is a lot. This fellow was all about efficiency and getting very creative when it comes to whacking people. First of all, he never carried a weapon. He would hide his murder tools on the spot or improvise by finding a weapon on the fly. He could easily use a pencil to draw a picture of severe brain damage for you. He can help you fall back asleep with your own alarm clock, or just use a piano wire to resolve any discord between old friends. At this point, it is safe to say this guy will find a way to take a life. He even shoved bodies into freezers to plan later disposals when police were paying less attention. After all, freezers attract less heat, I presume. To show you the kill skills of this man, let us join Harry Pittsburgh Strauss for a night out on the town.
It's Strauss, the killer, don't dare to blink. Off the grid in the shadow sent by Murder Inc. He has got your name tag and home address, plus your cleaning lady's number to fix the mess. With an ice pick tucked in a silk cravat, he whispers on guard, then click clack splat takes out two with matching guns in gold. The button man leaves the package cold. He poisons drinks with subtle touch, a Chianti martini or amaretto's clutch. He grins as they sip and compliment the brew. Wait, I taste metal, yes, I'm sure you do. But worst of all, he plays in flats. A canary sings, so do all the rats. Each piano chord so sharp, so clean, his keys strike fear. C major me. A soldier gets paid to go to war, so he swings his axe walking through the door. Sharp like his blade, Brioni suit with vest. Add the concrete boots for his latest guest. His goomer lady friend about to share his fate. She begs with tears, but it's far too late. From high heels to seeing keels of a fishing fleet. As agreed, smelly meat is taken off the street. These streets hum with the music of the dead. Let us dance to their tune instead. He's Strauss the killer, your final note. In opera gloves and murder coat. He doesn't run, he doesn't hide. He'll whack 'em all and then vibe slide. He's Strauss the killer, your final note. In opera gloves and murder coat. He doesn't run, he doesn't hide. He'll whack 'em all and then vibe slide.
Okay, maybe we exaggerated the killing spree a little bit, but you get the point. After operating for 10 years, Murder Inc. was responsible for more than 1,000 murders. You can run your business as discreetly as you want, but a cute little candy store with 1,000 corpses around it, well, people are going to notice after a while. As we mentioned earlier, Abe Kid Twist Reles eventually spilled the beans on Murder Inc. and triggered the downfall of the organization and its associates. Not long after, Abe Reles fell from a 6-story hotel while being in police custody. The police reported the fall as a, suicide. Yes, unlike Abe Reles himself, let that silence hang in the air for a bit, while digesting the credibility of that report. Eventually, most hitmen and mob bosses of Murder Inc. were arrested, put on trial, and subsequently executed for their crimes. The old sparky electric chair in the Sing Sing Correctional Facility was their final redemption for a brutal and violent life on the streets of New York. But, as the saying goes, in the end, the streets always collect.